Today I'm speaking with Barry Fairhurst. Barry is the Chief Executive Officer of F2 Technologies. I first met Barry 2 years ago at Tech Connects, which is a group made up of many different types of businesses in the tech sector. And Barry runs the CEO peer group. Barry, thank you for taking the time to join me today.
You're very welcome, Barry.
Now, it is the middle of COVID and we are all working from home. So there's construction next door. So you'll probably hear an angle grinder or a nail gun. So just bear with me, okay?
No problem.
Let's kick off with where's F2 Technologies based and how long have you guys been in business for?
Yeah, we're based out of the Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa area, that corridor. We focus mostly in broadcast and the media sector as well as the government.
Mm-hmm.
We are specialists in the whole video world and the whole media world with regards to video and audio, whether it be content creation all the way through to distribution.
Mm-hmm.
We primarily work with your mainline broadcasters as well as content creators and with the government, wherever the use of video is required. We'll work on projects, again, specific to the use of video and all the data analytics that video can provide. It's a pretty extensive technology. Most of us are just familiar with looking at a piece of video on your television, but there's a lot of metadata and analytics that go along with that, as well as user data, and it's rather complex technology.
That's right. And I think obviously this time in COVID, video, interactive. It's companies like Zoom are, you can see their share prices is skyrocketing. How long has F2 Technologies been in business for?
As a corporation since 2016. Prior to that, we were a partnership. The three principals, we've been involved in television and film since the early 90s, and as well as working with the governments along that period of time. So that's our tenure. But officially as a corporation since 2016. We also have our secret level clearance with the Canadian government. Top is top secret, which is level, we have level 2 secret clearance with the Canadian government.
Fantastic, great stuff. And when it comes to foreign exchange, what part does foreign exchange play in the operations of F2 Technologies?
Well, for us, most of our suppliers come out of the U.S., so we have to buy in U.S. dollars, and we sell in Canadian dollars. So the currency exchange, the fluctuations in the monetary system, especially between the U.S. and Canada, is significant. So as any business, nowadays you have competitive pressures. We have competition. Our competition sometimes sets the market price that it will offer to some of our customers or to the government through contracts that we have to pretty much adhere to or walk away from the business. So the only way to maximize our margins and to actually put food on the table is to minimize our costs. And currency is one of those areas that I focus a lot on, have been in the past and will continue to. It's not a money-making opportunity, it's a cost reduction opportunity. So it's protecting your margins while using the market vehicles to be able to minimize your cost base and therefore hopefully, drive your margins to where it's worth doing the business. Great.
And F2 Technologies, you've been with us now as a client for around about 18 months. But when you made the move from the bank to RiceFX as a money service business, what prompted that move?
Well, that's a good question. We actually, when I was looking into foreign exchange, I went to look at the bank, but just with all the red tape and the contracts and just the weight of having to deal with the bank regarding foreign exchange, I started looking elsewhere. So I looked at a few other companies that provide a similar service. I had used them in the past. When I met yourself and Darren at Tech Connects and we struck up a conversation, you were extremely congenial, transparent, open. And I think when we did our first deal together, it was very positive and has been ever since.
Mhm.
So it was really more of a meeting of the minds, if you will, and you understanding your business and taking the time to understand what I needed.
Mhm.
And you felt you could provide the service that I was requesting.
Mhm.
And it's been great ever since.
Great, that's really good stuff. So I suppose you're a client of ours, and we're really pleased that you're part of our business. But as a client, possibly talking with prospective clients that might be viewing this video and thinking about engaging RiceFX as their money service business, what feedback would you give them in relation to the type of impact that we can have on their business?
Well, first and foremost, again, we get back to your cost base and being able to, reduce your costs as much as possible. And sometimes point of a percent makes a big difference depending on the size of the deal.
Mhm.
But regardless, it's still money you're protecting. It's still money in your pocket you can use elsewhere in the company to grow or to, acquire or to just basically protect,
Mhm.
hire, and so on and so forth. The key thing that what impressed me about to this day impresses me about RiceFX and the operation is you take a holistic approach towards my business. You understand it. And a true case scenario is Darren called me up one early morning, confirming a transaction that I had requested by email,
Mhm.
but the radar went up for him, and he said, "Okay, this is something." Whatever it was, the red flagged it in Darren's eyes, and he called me, and I was in the cart, and and he said, "I just want to confirm this recent transaction." I said, "I didn't initiate that. That's not."
Mhm.
And effectively, my email had been hacked, and it definitely came out of my email. Microsoft confirmed that, but somebody had hacked my email and sent a request to RiceFX to do I think it was an $80,000 transaction or 180,000. I can't remember what it was.
Mhm.
Anyhow, if Darren hadn't done that and just initiated it, I don't know if I'd ever see that money again.
Mhm.
So it's just not the use, the buy and sell of money. It's also the customer service side of things. So I would tell any prospective uh, customer of RiceFX, expect that kind of service, because I know other people, including other than myself, have received that from RiceFX. So.
Right, fantastic. Thank you for the kind words. As I said, you can probably hear the nail gun going off in the background, but let's just hope that we are able to make sure the audio is okay. Just to wrap it up, is there anything else that you would like to add before we finish up today's call?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very long-term play with regards to currency. We're going to be doing this for a long time. The more global we become, the more monies we have to deal with. We're now talking to suppliers in the UK, for example. So now we'll be talking to you about protecting ourselves with regards to the pound.
Mhm.
But with overall, very pleased. Good bunch of guys, very transparent, and very interested in continuing this relationship.
Awesome. Mate, thank you very much for the time, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.